forwards will linger on tonight in the Star Times Uganda Premier League. A warning to some, caution to many, encouragement for some, and a stern reminder to all. Those forwards are no room for error. With the title perched at a delicate precipice, 3 teams walk into tonight's games with 3 games to go, all equal on points and only separated by the prolificness in front of goal. Their destiny all but their very own. And one of those, the Venoms, Vipers Sports Club, here tonight on home soil, know that what must be done must be done. And so, with 7 games all across the country and the race well and truly on in the Star Times Uganda Premier League, it comes down to these numbers. 1 title to fight for, 2 weeks in which to achieve it, a 3-horse race, and those 4 words: no room for error. A very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and the baby Venom.
And we feel that this has been one of those really anti-climax performances from their side compared to the performance they showcased last time around when they won it under Cesar Manzoki.
Well, 4 p.m. and we are underway. It's the Star Times Uganda Premier League. It's coming to you live on the exclusive home, Sanyuka Prime, and it's all brought to you by MTN, the official broadcast sponsor. Vipers in the red and black. Well, Express, who are quickly getting tested out here in the early seconds, are clad in the all white. They'll be hoping they can stay immaculate just as well in the performance here. 7 games raging all across the country at the Barifa Stadium as Alex Isabide Musongola here watches on, and he'll be definitely expected to have results. It's a big chance to play in this game. He'll also have a few pointers he would want to remind his former charges of as Milton Karissa attempts to take the shot, and here comes Yunus! Nice save! Brilliant, but that should have been buried. That is absolutely demanded from Yunus Sentamu. Brilliant space, brilliant opportunity. You cannot allow the goalkeeper to make the headlines of your name. Yeah,
but just look at this defending. This is Mickey Mouse defending, because really what is Express doing there? And you can see a man is getting the ball and nobody's closing him down. And I don't know what this has everything to do with the kind of warm-up that they had Express. They came in late and they just don't look fresh. They're not moving off their feet quickly enough, and they're just ball watching.
Well, you're looking at a man having that space, but how can you allow? I don't think Lady Luck will afford them many more opportunities. That might be her saving grace for them. They need to take care of themselves.
Yeah, that's true, but they've had a slow start. The way they are moving is just not even, they're not even closing. You can see what I'm talking about.
Shot coming in from distance from the electric man, Abdul Umala, attempting from distance. Still not striking lucky yet.
Are they interested in getting anything from this game, Express? The way they are playing, they seem like they've opened themselves up for Vipers to, find it easy and score goals.
Well, many still keep inter-switching positions. Chigundu stepping in once again, looking for a chance, straight into the back of the net. But it will not count because the flag had already gone offside. And the warnings were there. The writing was already on the wall. For Express, it's now a question of when rather than if. Very lucky. 3 players straying offside. I think more of luck than intent. And they get away with it. Kawaulo nearly playing them back onside.
Exactly. The coordination is off. They just don't look like a team that has been training together from the way they are playing. You can see the loose passes that are being given away by Ngobi and his mates.
Well, here comes Brighton Ukani, slipping it in once again for Lumala, and Abdul Chimera is there to wipe up the mess. If it stands this way, take out that midfield, throw on a whole load of other players. If anything, maybe put on 2 goalkeepers, because they'll need them more than this entire defense. And looks like the man who has been mercurial so far for them is already hurt from his exertions.
Well, the thing is that from the way Express are playing, like you pointed out, it's only the goalkeeper that is putting in a real shift. The rest of his teammates are really looking very poor today. And you probably feel that what Express would need to actually compete is maybe 3, 4, 5 players added to this 11 to give them more numbers, more ground than what they are doing. But if it remains 11 against 11, and you think that it's just a matter of time before from the way Express are playing, the Vipers fans shouldn't worry so much. There should be a goal
to the box soon. Area. That's a foul. Referee points to the spot. Well, there'll be little to blame here. they've definitely been nothing short of a real kettle of fish here, this Express team. Oh my.
They've really looked disoriented. They have been at 6s and 7s because clearly you let a man run into the penalty area that way. And who does that? The captain, or Mzee Lumu, is the one who pulls out. Clearly, Lumu should know what he was doing there, that if you do that, you're going to lead to a penalty. He knew what he was doing there.
Converting it is another. Brighton Nukani slots it cleanly in. And they finally take the inevitable lead that they were bound to get. They've been knocking at the door. Express forgot to bolt it in any fashion or form, and the inevitable has eventually happened. Vipers take the lead against Express Football Club.
Well, a well-deserved one, you could say, because Vipers have looked the better side in these early exchanges. Express have not been competing. Express have been committing error after error. And even when you look at that penalty conceded, you feel that it was one that could be avoided. It just needed a smart play from a smart player. But I just don't think that Issa Lumu showed that in that particular incident, because what surely did he expect by kicking out at a player who is entering the penalty area at that point?
I'm still in disbelief at the fact that Express is actually playing this game. I don't think they're playing. I do not think they want to play. They do not look like a team that actually understands what is right here in front of them.
What is at stake? And I think that at the end of the day, it is players lacking respect for the fans, because fans want to watch a game that has two teams that are competing. But when you look at the way Express are playing, they're not a team that are competing for anything, and it's a real disgrace, I'll tell you.
Well, they're up and running, and now the question for the Vipers fans is precise move. Looking for the 1-2, and that's clumsy play there coming in from Isma Kawaulo. Needless to say, Sinaja Sentamu spreads it out into the wing. Kawaulo went, Walker's about form, and here comes Milton Karissa through pass, and it's going to be easy pickings for the hitman to double the tally. Hot knife through butter, absolutely skewering them. They have been put to the sword. It's going to be a real bloodbath if it continues this way. Annihilation is loading here for Express. The Venoms are dripping with venom. It's time to strike.
Well, I think that goal was seen coming from a mile away. If you saw from the time that Isma Kawaulo dropped possession, and then he went about just trotting, not closing down. And then you look at the entire defense and how it just opened up and created the gap. Watching Vipers score, he's not competing to try and defend there. He's really the leader here in the back. But just look, what kind of defending is that? Clearly, this Express team, I think the mindset is all wrong.
I'm at a loss for words. I am really tongue-tied here for words. I do not think this defense realizes that they are actually supposed to defend.
Not at all. Not the kind of team that won the championship in 2021. And I'm sure that for the club management that are watching this game, they must be feeling a lot of disdain and real embarrassment, because there's definitely no way that they can be pleased.
Fans are already in a happy mood right now. They already have 2 goals to the good.
That is
Mavino Shaba is brought to the ground. Yunus back into the goal-scoring positions here. He gets it on to the captain, Milton Karissa, just manages to keep it in, and now waits for support to come in. Coming in from Abdul Mala, the electric man. Thought about a volley there, but decided against it. And now Ngobi just lets the ball walk out.
Well, I think we need to see that replay. Now, that is a foul. That is a penalty, Jermaine, from where I'm seated. And from the little rules I know, that is a foul. I can't understand how the referee, Ali Sabila, would not call that for a foul, honestly.
Mentally have not yet arrived at the St. Mary's Stadium.
Yeah, like I said, when you do not warm up well, then you're definitely going to struggle, and that's exactly what we've seen on this Express side.
It on Mavino Shaba manages to get a touch from Boban Sinintus, and now to Alan Kaiwa. 6 support as he teases it out onto the wing. Shot coming up, palmed away, rebound, stuffed in. It will count. It will count. Joseph Akandanwaho, a little bit of application, and it will give you results. Now they're finally playing. The fans are happy about that, but also urging them to have the start. With just 5 minutes left to play, maybe, just maybe, the real Red Eagles have finally landed at the St. Mary's.
Well, I think that you can see that was the best pace of play that we've seen them exhibit today. You could see how they held the ball, how they passed the ball, and how they moved. And that is what has been missing from this Express side. Now that they've got it right in that phase of play, they've reaped the dividends. And if they can keep doing that, if they can show more intent and more interest, I just think that maybe the goalkeeping there by Fabian should have punched the ball a lot harder away than just setting it up for for Akwandanaho there.
In that
Pass foul of the game. And in fact, you look at the way he's been performing, and we haven't seen Daniel Shabena commit so many errors or fouls till that moment.
Ball brought on, Milton Karissa teases it out here, side netting. Well, Milton could have probably taken it to turn provide. We get another chance to look at that. Nice cut back. Milton Karissa with some space. We've seen him shuffle his feet there. Well, decided to be unselfish, and it didn't pay dividends to the team. Here comes Milton Karissa, takes matters to his own hand and rifles the net. He has consistently proven that he can deliver for the others, and now it's time to get himself onto the score sheet. But it might have come at a price there for him, as jubilations ensue once again, and 2 turns to 3 as the Venoms are relentless.
Well, you could see how poor the defending was there, but you've got to credit Milton Karissa also for the kind of ingenuity that he showed there in beating those 2 defenders. Clearly, when you're 2 against 1, how can just that one player beat you with just that one pass? I don't think that Milton Karissa is the... I guess the referee would be right not to award the penalty for that.
The ball played away now, looking for Yunus Junior centre back here for Milton Karissa. Squares it in well, deserves a goal. But well blocked here, and ball goes out after Boka Chigundu stamping in a block. Otherwise, Abdul Karim Watambala was looking to get his name on the score sheet as well.
Yeah, of course, that was a good cutback coming in from Milton Karissa. Just look at how he dragged the defense out of position. He pulled his Salumu to one end, and then he left the gap right there at the penalty. Express are playing with both purpose, especially on the right side. You feel that he probably should have been the player that should have started for Express. He's playing with more intention and more interest in trying to take his team forward, which is not what we could have said of Andrew Kagwa.
Well, a ball rolls away, and that's an own goal. Ball was actually taken by Marvin Oshaba. Oh, interesting. A real blunder in there, and Express get themselves goal number 2. That defense has been the weak link in there. Marvin Oshaba delivering once again. And Fabian, this time, we'll really have to make some explanations in there. We will have to take a second look at this one. Simplest of corners. Arthur Boka Chigundu made a late run, and the ball was in acres of space. Marvin Oshaba simply directing it. Where was the goalkeeper heading? In absolutely no man's land. Oh, the catastrophes of today's defending. 3-2 is current scoreline.
Well, I think that for this particular moment, I will defend Fabian Mutoma. He's been thrown to the wolves by his teammates, because clearly, what kind of marking was that in that Vipers defense? It was actually a mishit by Marvin Oshaba, and he just found its way in the back of the net because of the poor marking of Vipers. So now you feel that Vipers are going to be a bit under the pressure as the Express try to get back.
Fabian seems to be fumbling here. Manages to scoop the ball and get it. Salvo have more goals in this game than the entire match day that went past. This ball is brought through. Joseph. Getting it onto Boban Zirintusa. Trying to set this one on. Referee had played the advantage. Boban Zirintusa attempting to go from distance. Encouraging signs of resuscitation to the Red Eagles.
Yeah, of course, you can see that they've got belief following that goal that they just scored. Now they're trying to have a goal, and that is...
Mandela now clicking it forward, hoisting it up front. Nobody there to pick up. Here comes Daniel Shabene. Milton Karissa has gone noticeably quiet as the ball is now played away, looking for a touch. It's the upright, and the ball is nodded away. Cromwell Rothomio had almost eluded the entire defense and swept in a classy act but was denied by the upright.
What a goal it would have been, just looking at how he slallomed into that penalty area, beating his marker and creating that gap for himself. That was brilliant play from Cromwell Rothomio. And the finish was looking quite good as well, just that he just didn't have the bearings as accurately as he should have. But that was a good opportunity for Vipers to extend their lead and create that 2-goal deficit between them and Express. Trying to control the ball and keep it out of heading into the corner kick that would have given Vipers a bit of the advantage and time-wasting opportunity. And his goalkeeper reacted quickly to pick it up.
Space, Abdulkarim Watambala. Sending it on, twisting, turning, the shot comes in! And it is a phenomenal strike, hard and long. Cromwell Rothomio was denied by the upright earlier on, will not be denied anymore. And he pays his respect to his coach. Oh, looks like someone lost a bet here. Looks like someone lost a bet. But for the Venoms, it's the goal that brings relief. 4-2 with less than 9 minutes to go. Yes, they might be home and dry now.
Yeah, definitely. You think that that 2-goal cushion that they have created is what they were really waiting for with bated breath, because they still felt that the game was at a knife edge. But look at the kind of persistence here shown by Milton Karissa, playing the pass in for the man there, Cromwell Rothomio, but they're defending again. Express looking very, very poor there in allowing Cromwell Rothomio to make that turn. You have 5 defenders all around him, and they just can't stop him. It's been really pathetic coming in even from Arthur Chigundu there. He should have done a lot better.
Well, they came and gave a reasonably good fight out thought. And in instances where Vipers even had their moments of weaknesses, they weren't ruthless enough to counter.
Yeah, of course, they have not been.
Former striker there, Eric Kambale, used to be a darling for them, but now he might witness his team concede goal number 5. It is what they lack that is now all of a sudden on the side of Vipers. In one word, ruthlessness. Pure aggression here, coming in from Cromwell Rothomio Bang. He's endured a difficult start, but for Claire Mulindwa shows that it is now 5-star showing. It is bright lights, and the table turn is guaranteed.
Yeah, definitely. And you think that now Vipers have secured this one. Even for the Supremo, he must be delighted that they've got into this kind of scoring streak. 5 goals. It will definitely also improve their goal difference. But just look at that defending, clearly. I don't know what Issa Lumu and looking, just look at that. What is Kawaulo doing? What is Arthur Chigundu doing? Keeping Cromwell Rothomio on side. What are they going to tell the fans? What are they going to tell their coach? That do they really deserve to wear the shirt of this club when they're playing this way?
The irony coming quickly after looking at the man that scored the goals, that passing pattern. Sentamo skips past one, and now he'll fire off a shot. The goalkeeper wasn't so sure what was coming towards him in that instance. Abdul Chimera must be despondent after having to go to the back of his net 5 times. You would understand why.
Yeah, I think he's also positioned himself in a manner that you feel that he probably could have easily conceded another goal there.
Yunus Sentamo skips away from his marker. Yunus goes in, goes for power, and a chance coming up here. Quick shot, lashed at, goes away. Zhao looking for space. Zhao tries to dribble, and the ball is tissed in. Zhao denied by the goalkeeper. Referee says there was an offside, and the flurry will hold here to sum up their evening. Couple of opportunities, but not fully utilized. And the referee brings this one to a close. Not exactly the smoothest of seas to sail across, but somehow they still managed to get it done. And they will have to part a big time on the back of this man, Cromwell Rothomio Abang, with a double blaze that actually put them in the driving seat and guaranteed all points. And he'll definitely be one who is very pleased as he gets a congratulatory remark there from his captain, Milton Karissa, who also managed to get himself on the scoreline. Joseph Akwandanaho at some point had given some sort of redemption or hope to the Red Eagles, but that's all it turned out to be, false hope, as Marvin Oshaba did get onto the scoreline as well for the Red Eagles, and that's all they could show. Earlier on, Yunus Junior Sentamu and Bright Anukani also managing to get themselves on the scoreline for what has been a first of goals, but a very dismal showing from a former defending champion. Full time at the St. Mary's Stadium in Chitende. It is Vipers Sports Club 2. It's Vipers Sports Club 5, Express 2.